Hi, I'm Dario from Joint Adventure. Come that day in which you have to change the strings of your guitar. So we're going to do exactly this all together. Okay, first thing we're going to lose the strings. Actually, there are two ways that you can do it. One is one at a time, just lose the strings, of course, turning the pegs, or loosening up everything at once. What's the difference? If you loosen up a little bit at a time everything, like I'm doing now, the tension on the neck is more evenly distributed, and so that could be better for the neck, of course. If you only have to substitute one string, of course, you just go with that string. Another thing that I want to tell you is that usually when you substitute strings, it's better if you do all at once the whole set, especially for the nylon strings, because the nylon strings have a different way of getting together their relationship, basically. So be careful about this. Or if you really have to change one string, better if you change at least 3 of them together. So these 3 and these 3 at least should be changed together. All right, so we're loosening up the strings, and let's see what happens when we have loosened up everything. Okay, so we took off all the first 5 strings, and I just wanted to tell you that, of course, you can use a string winder that you insert on the top of the peg, and you can actually maneuver in this way. And if you don't have it, of course, you have to use your fingers. When you reach a certain looseness of the string, you can actually take the end that sticks out and try to, okay, let me see, try to make it go through the hole. In the peg here, in the capstan, there is a hole through which the string goes through. You can see it better if you, okay, let me see if I can show it to you better. Okay, this is the hole where you put the string. So when you reach a certain looseness of the string, you can try to push it through so that you don't have to go crazy and wind the peg forever. Okay, so that you can just take it off. All right. Okay, so basically you have your last string here. First of all, try to push it through the hole. If it doesn't move, you can use a pick or a coin or your nails and loosen up the string in this way and just let it go through. Okay, so that you can actually take it off the bridge. And that's it. Okay. One important thing is that when you take off the strings, actually, you can take off the dust from under the bridge. Why do I say this? Not because I'm paranoid, but because dust is an enemy of the wood. So it can affect the sound of the guitar. So try to keep it always away from the dust. Okay, you just take a regular soft cloth and that will do the trick. Okay, so we have our E string, the 6th string. Okay, you can see that there are 2 ends. One is quite flexible, and the other one is a little bit more rigid. Okay, so there are different ideas about this. I prefer threading the rigid part through the bridge. Be very careful to what I do. I search for the hole. I let go about this length, and then I turn it over the bridge and even a bit more actually. Okay, and then I do a little knot. This way. Okay. In order to make it a bit more secure, and also for aesthetic reason, I do a double loop. Might take you a while, but that's the idea. Okay, and then with my other hand I tighten it. Okay, and the string is secure. Okay, just to go more into detail, you have your string, you go through the bridge, and then you turn it over and go under the string this way. Then you pass it over, and then you go through the string. You can go twice, of course. It's kind of difficult to do it without bridge. This is the effect, a double loop, and then you pull. Okay, so this should be the result. Okay, so you have your E string here. So place the end of the string through the hole of the first lower peg. Okay, let it go through. You see there is a reddish part. Anyway, it's a softer part. You let it go until there, more or less. And then bring back the end of the string as much as you can. Okay, in other words, you get this, and then let it go under the string so that, okay, so that it takes a more secure hold. And then from here, you can start turning the peg. Turn the peg away from you, this way. Okay. And this is it, and keep on turning. Okay, so now you have your guitar with your beautiful shining strings. All you have to do now is to tune it up. For tuning up, how to tune it up, you can refer to our first lesson, first level. The link should be around here. One thing that I want to tell you, that the guitar, after you put on the new strings, it tends anyway to get out of tune. So for maybe 2 or 3 days, even 4 sometimes. So one thing that I can suggest you to do, while you wind it up, pick a little bit the strings this way, in this way, and then you wind it a little bit. And while you wind it, you pull 2 or 3 times, no more than that, because this helps the string to get into place more easily. And that's about it. Basically, we will see now the difference between classical guitar and flat top guitar. But for the changing of the strings, this is it. Okay, so now we're working on a flat top guitar. The first thing you have to do, of course, you have to unloosen the string. When you have done that, you take off, okay, this peg. If you cannot do it with your fingers, you try first with your pick or with a cone. If it doesn't work, just take a little pincer, but just very gently you loosen up the peg and then pull it. Okay, and then you take off the string. All right, when you put on the new string, the first thing you notice that all the strings have string ends with colors. This one, for instance, is the G string. So this color is the color for the G string. What you do, you put the string in this little hole here. If you can, just slightly bend it just a little bit, so that when it goes in, it doesn't go in straight right away, but it makes an angle. And then the peg here, I don't know if you can see this this groove here. This is actually to keep the string in place. So be careful not to put it this way, but with the string that goes into the groove. Okay, I repeat it in case. Okay, the string goes into the groove. Place it in. Okay, right. And then you're ready to tune it up. Okay, as you can see, there is a fundamental difference between a flat top guitar and a classical guitar, because we have capstans on top of the headstock. So Through this capstan there is a hole, and through that hole we place our string. Okay. You can actually go about this length of the string. Some people actually thread more, so it's up to you. If you thread more, okay, let's thread more just to show you what to do later. Just be careful that later on you can cut the length. All right, I prefer actually to leave a little bit less of the string out, because I have the impression that by doing this the sound improves, but of course it's open to interpretations. So with your experience you will decide what to do. When you have threaded the string through the capstan, you're ready to tune it up. You can actually bend it a little bit, and the first time that you wind it through, try to let the string go under, so that the other part acts as a lever in a way to keep it down, and you have more space for the string to wind it around the capstan. And then from then on, basically, you have to wind it. It's an operation that takes a while, so you need patience. Well, I hope that what we saw today was actually useful for you. Of course, you can ask us any questions you like right in the comment area here below, and we will answer, of course, any questions that you have. In the future, we will also see other things that relate to the usage of the guitar, and we will give you, of course, interesting tips. Remember to subscribe to our channel. There is a bell there, so just push on it. And that's it. Also, remember to subscribe and to follow us on the socials. Bye from Dario from Joint Adventure.